Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed. Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan. Welcome to another episode of the Flock Rundown. The Ravens just had a press conference. Mark Andrews, Patrick Queen, T. Martin, and Greg Lewis talk. Patrick Queen took the podium and pulled the curtain back a little bit on the emotional offseason and deleting the social media and the contract and not getting the fifth-year option. He talked all that. Mark Andrews is also back at OTAs. He talked the new offense. We also heard from wide receivers coach Greg Lewis and new quarterbacks coach T. Martin. So we'll start with the coaches. New wide receivers coach Greg Lewis took the podium, gave his thoughts on Zay Flowers. He used the words fantastic, eager learner, quick, explosive, can run every route, and he shows up daily. These are all great things, and these are common themes of what we've been hearing. We can see his quickness and explosiveness on his college tape. But just the fact that it's translating to the NFL field and that coaches and players just keep talking about him, talking about his infectious attitude, his confidence. He wants to be great, can run every route. He's going to be very involved in this offense, I think. We've been talking a ton of DeAndre Hopkins talk, which I completely understand. He's still in the market. But it's nice to look at who we already have and appreciate that. And I think Zay Flowers is going to be a superstar for this organization. I think he's going to impact the game this year. Everything I'm hearing from these coaches, I mean, he's just impressing everyone across the board. Greg Lewis also touched in, giving the wide receivers a clean slate. He watched film from their careers, but he's just focused on giving everybody an opportunity right now. So that's a good sign for all the young guys that are battling for that fifth spot or so, you know, the Tylan Wallaces, the James Proches, the undrafted guys. There's definitely a spot or two available behind Duvernay and Aguilar. And I think Greg Lewis is going to be great for these wide receivers. He's all business. He's all work. He didn't really want to talk about potential or how we look on paper. And I totally respect that. He's a coach. He wants to get out there, work with the guys, perfect their craft, and just get better each day. The other coach who talked was T. Martin, who is our new quarterbacks coach now, so he's working directly with Lamar. This is what he does. So he's back at his natural position. He talked about that in the press conference, how he feels more comfortable being a quarterback's coach. He's glad that he can just get back to what he does. He talked about Lamar being such a unique player that he's creating drills around Lamar's skill set because it is unique. He's going to have more freestyle backyard play to his game. He wants to work on that aspect as well as the fundamentals, footwork, and things like that. He raved about Lamar's arm, said he has elite arm strength, said he's getting better and better and better with deep ball accuracy. He's got great touch on the ball, loves his accuracy. We all knew these things, but it is nice to hear the quarterback's coach back him up, and I think T. Martin's going to be great for Lamar. The last thing before I get into Mark Andrews and Patrick Queen, T. Martin talked about Lamar's newfound freedom at the line of scrimmage. He did say that during the Dolphins game last year, they started to experiment with it. It's a bad game to bring up, not on the offensive part, but it's just a bad game to bring up, but he said that they let Lamar do some of that last year, and he was just blown away with how comfortable he was, how quickly Lamar was able to pick up his responsibilities and assume control of the offense and make the right changes. He said that Lamar's going to have way more freedom at the line of scrimmage. He's going to be way more vocal at the line of scrimmage. He said they've been working on that every day. They were working on that today. Lamar's going to be very vocal at the line of scrimmage. He has the keys to the offense. We made a video on this, but T. Martin's backing it up, and I can't wait to see Lamar have full control, be able to go to the line of scrimmage, see something he doesn't like, shift the offensive line to protect blitzes, change routes depending on coverages. I mean, these are crucial aspects to the game to take your game to another level. And I think Lamar is going to be fully unlocked with the weapons that he has, with Monken's scheme, and now his freedom to change plays at the line of scrimmage. Lamar could be on his way to having one of his best seasons yet, and that's saying something after his 2019 season, but I truly believe the Ravens have done everything to put enough weapons around him, put a new coordinator in place in Todd Monken, and now giving Lamar full keys to this offense, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a show. I can't wait for September. Mark Andrews took the podium. It's good to see him back at OTAs. He looks lean. He looks in shape. He said this offense is going to be dangerous. He raved about Todd Monken, his energy, and the scheme. Said he's very player-friendly. We've heard nothing but glowing reports about Todd Monken, which is an incredible sign that all these players love him. Mark Andrews made a good point that the last 5 years he's seen a ton of attention, but with all these new weapons that we signed, OBJ, drafting Zay Flowers, even Nelson Aguilar, Isaiah Likely coming on more, Mark Andrews should naturally get less attention. He's going to have a few more one-on-one matchups than he's used to, and you know he's going to take advantage of that. I mean, Mark Andrews is an absolute baller. He looks leaner, man. He said that he's in the best shape of his life. Majority of his matchups are against linebackers and safeties, and he's going to win those matchups. He's not dealing with top corners. He's not dealing with triple teams as much because we have incredible outside threats that they need to focus on. So there's no way the defense can surround all their coverage around Mark Andrews anymore. And I think that unlocks him even further. Another main point that Mark Andrews made is that this team is all in on winning a Super Bowl right now. They're not focused on anything else. He talked about coming in the league with Lamar and coming in with this core group of guys, and it's time to win a Super Bowl. He said he's extremely driven. There's nothing else on the mind of this team besides winning a Super Bowl. I mean, the pieces are in place. It's time to just go to work and show out on the field. Last but not least, I think this is the juiciest part of the press conference, is Patrick Queen took the podium. He was asked about them declining his fifth-year option, deleting all the Ravens stuff from his social media, and he had a really mature, positive, optimistic answer. As in anything in life, you go through emotions. It may take some longer to get over them. I just had many talks with many people and got different outlooks on it. I came to the realization that not everything is a bad thing. The front office, I talked to them a little bit, and they kept me grounded and let me know what it really was and how they feel. At the end of the day, this is the place you want to play. This is where I want to be. However the chips may fall, I'm happy with it. I love that he talked to the front office about it. You know he had to naturally be going through emotions when they don't pick up your fifth-year option. But he went to the front office. He talked to them about it. And it sounds like they reiterated that they do want him here. They're going to have to figure out what that magic price is, but it sounds like they want him here. The fifth-year option, as Eric DeCosta said before, was a financial decision. I mean, it is always a financial decision. Obviously, they don't feel like they absolutely need him or they would have picked up the fifth-year option. But that doesn't mean that they don't want Patrick Queen or don't see him being here for his entire career. I think that they just need to talk throughout this offseason, throughout this season, and look and work to get some kind of extension done, because everybody wants to see Roquan and Patrick Queen together for years to come. And after hearing from Patrick Queen, I feel so much better about where that's at. I think Patrick Queen is down for that too. I think that this team and Patrick Queen can work and get an extension done. I was not thinking that this offseason. I was sure he was gone, and he might still be gone. I mean, if Patrick Queen goes out there and has his greatest year yet and kind of prices him as near the top linebackers, then yeah, we're not going to be able to keep him. But if we can work to get an extension done and he truly does want to stay here, I think that we will pay him a good amount of money and give him a fair deal. And I think the goal is to keep this linebacker core together. And Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen for the future, 6-0, dominant. And Patrick Queen said it himself today. This is the best linebacker group in the league. No discussion. Throw on the tape. And I completely agree. I could not agree more. There's not a duo of linebackers better. And true elite linebacker play is back in Baltimore. I'd love to keep these guys together. I was not feeling good about Patrick Queen's future here after this offseason, not picking up the fifth-year option. He seemed to be taking it personal, which I get. But I don't really feel that way anymore. We'll see how the extension talks go. Let me know what you think. But I think Patrick Queen might stay. I think they can get a contract extension done during this season. It's just whether Patrick Queen's about to bet on himself and ball out and then, try to maximize his value, which is a good route for him as well. So I'm not hating on that. But I'd love to see him here, and it really sounds like he wants to be here. He's at OTAs this early. That shows commitment to his craft and to the team. So shout out to Patrick Queen for that, and I hope he stays a Raven for his entire career. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.